welcome back. I'm back. Working on the Buick today. The one that's been giving me trouble all this time. Today we're modifying it. Well, I wouldn't say modifying it. We're putting more parts into it that it needs. So, last time we worked on it, we had the push rod change. And when we did that, when I was messing with the rocker arm, some were loose even when it was tightened down all the way. Me and Dad were thinking that the lifters that I had reused were filled with the fine silver particles of the cam lobe and the cam bearings. So with doing that, Dad thinks it got plugged. So I bought new lifters, they're sitting over there, and a new high volume oil pump. And then we're going to try to assemble this. It's going to take a day or two. But why not bring you guys along, try to teach something. So let's just get straight into this and see what breaks. So let me get the tarp off and I'll be right back with you. So here's the engine from last episode. If you guys haven't seen that, check that out. This is about the 455 we're going to be rebuilding. So that's going to need a shit ton of work, but we're going to get it. And then here are the new parts we're putting in. We're putting all 16 new lifters. I ain't submerging these in oil yet because I don't know if they're the right ones. The ones that I had put in it were ordered online for a Buick 350. These are from O'Reilly's, ordered for a Buick 350. And these look a little bit different than those, so we're going to see if it has the same depth and height. If it does and it fits in the bore good, we're going to run them in there. So I got 16. Now there's 2 for each push rod. Well, 2 for each cylinder, not push rod. So you'd have intake and exhaust. And then there would be 16 for 8. And here's the new pump. This adds taller gears into it for more volume. This is a lot more reinforced. And then it also adds a new base plate to ride on. So it won't be so wore out, but it'll also adapt your oil filter bottom. This was like, I think like $102 at O'Reilly's, if you guys are wondering. Lifters were like $150. So it took a while for me to get all this saved up, but so that's what we're working with here. It comes with the full hardware and then adjuster springs for different high volume, well, not high volume, for oil pressure. So like at startup, let me get it opened up here and yeah. All right, so this I believe also fits an Oldsmobile. So wherever your spring is on the here, I'll show you. This is where the spring will be. You see the big nut that sits down in there? That's where your spring sits. So if you're wondering, that's where it is. So that will adjust that, and it'll change your oil pressure on like how high it it will sit at. And I believe one of the sheets of paper in here tells you the PSI amount. I don't know where it is. This one? Yep, here we go. So for whatever colored spring, it will tell you like if you want 70 pounds or 40 pounds at startup or 60, which is what we got in it right now. So we're going to run that factory. So I'll just put the colored spring. So this will be white, plain, and red. And I don't know what the green one is, but we got a blue one in here. We got different styles, but I'll show you. I believe it's for an Oldsmobile as well. If you guys want to adjust that, you'd have to drill another hole into the base plate, into this one. So, and then here's the plate that will be expanding the gears, so I get more oil flow into it. I don't want to cook the bearings like I had last time. So we are now going to focus on this. We got to rip the intake off, valve covers, and rocker arms, and then we can get to everything. So let me kind of get into this mess. I got you guys set up over here on my stand, and then we'll get going. So let's see if this fixes it. If it doesn't, I don't know what to do. Alrighty. So It'll be quite simple. I'm just gonna speed this part up. So today we're just dismantling it and looking at lifters and trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. So I'm gonna crack open my soda and get straight into it. Alright, valve covers are off. If I can find one. Okay, so no. Okay, so this one's pumped up. See how I'm giving it all I got. You can't hear any noise. And it's lifter clatter. So that's what's going on. We want all of them to be not movable. That's not right for it. So that's the problem we're fighting with for part of it. So let's get the carburetor and all the other stuff out of the way, and then get the hoses off, and then we can break these bolts on here loose. I think I got enough room to get down into that one there. Yeah, this one right here is gonna be tricky. So, all right, let's keep going. All right, valve train and everything off the top is unhooked. I believe we have everything off. I always have this here. That's just for your brake pedal. Then, okay, so fuel lines unhooked, radiator hoses, heater hose, third gear vacuum line. I believe that's it, and then we just have the head bolts. Guys? We're missing 2 head bolts. What the fuck did I do? Well, I'll be damned. I have to put 2 more head bolts in there. So I'm going to skip this part. My phone is at 5%. So I'm going to leave it here for today. I'll see you guys sometime tomorrow, maybe tomorrow night. So I will return. Yeah, it's rolling. Welcome back, everybody. It's day 2 of working on the Buick. I did break all the intake bolts loose. Found out I didn't put 2 of the intake bolts in, so we've been driving it this entire time with 2 missing intake bolts. So all I gotta do is lift it up, and then we can take a look at these lifters. So I got a new cameraman. It's Chris. Check out Manic Man Cow on YouTube. Yeah, it don't rotate when it's recording.
No, it don't. We got this.
So this is where we're at right now. So we'll hook you guys back up on the camera. And now that I got 2 people here, it's going to be a lot easier getting this 90-pound intake off. So it's heavy.
Yes, it is.
So let's get you guys resituated where you were yesterday, and let's rock and roll. All right, we are now facing the right way, I believe. Chris did find a new friend. It's a barn swallow. Here, rotate it towards me. Voila.
I obtained a friend.
Alright, let's get this intake off. Okay, to everybody watching, we might have found a problem. So you could see here, I think I didn't lay the silicone right. We're thinking it was sucking air and wasn't pumped. But hold on. But some of them were pumped up. Not unless if it was coming into lift. So, but we got it all out. I got to order gaskets. We're just gonna get the factory style, the rubber ones that go here. I know that most people don't run them, but knowing my luck, if I place the bead on it again, it's gonna get all messed up. So I'm gonna put the new lifters in, drain the oil because it's got antifreeze in it now, and then change out the pump with you guys, and then whenever I get the gaskets, we'll finish this up. So I'll be back with you guys shortly when I get all the new lifters in, and then we're gonna pour oil onto them to soak it up. All right, lifters are out. Forgot to hit record, so there'll be no speed running on this. Can't do my magic and get a bunch of stuff done. So we're gonna jack the car up, drain the oil, and then now drop that oil pump. So that's what we're gonna do now. And then we can put the new pump in while we're at it. So, all right, we'll see you guys. I'm still getting everything set up here. I want to say thank you to Chris. He offered to build the engine stand for the 455. So thank you, Chris. And if I haven't said, check out his channel. He's a low channel like mine. We're trying to get up there. It'd be Manic Man Cow, right?
Yep.
Okay, check him out. He hasn't posted anything in a while, but he's going to be getting on it here soon. So
We're working towards it.
yes. So
It's really hard.
yeah. So, all right, we're going to get this into the air, get the blocks underneath it, and then I got to find something to drain the oil into it, and then we're good. So, see you soon. All right, car's in the air. It's on blocks. I forgot to grab the oil pan. Not oil pan. Drain pan. So we're using this old jug. We're going to cut the top off of it. I got enough room. So, then I can just move it, I guess. All right, let me cut this apart, and then we'll pop that drain plug off and see how bad it looks underneath from when all the oil comes out of it, because it's probably still got water mixed in it. The things we go through, Chris.
Always.
We have acquired underneath the Buick here. I already broke it loose, so I won't struggle with that. You ready for this, Chris?
Yep. Maybe.
Oh, fuck. Hey, bud.
What?
It's straight water. There's the oil. Kind of a good thing that it's set, though, because all the water that was whipped around in the oil is finally separated. Ah, shit. Dude, it was like 20 seconds of just straight water.
That's always fun.
But let's...
Sandburst.
No metal in the oil, so we're good so far, not unless it came out with the water. We're gonna let this drain, and we're gonna focus up onto here. This is the oil pump. We're gonna pull this filter off here. We're gonna I should probably order a new filter too. I'll have to order one of those. You carry them on the shelf, right?
What?
You carry the filters that I need on the shelf, right?
What's the filter number?
Oh no, it's upside down, so I'll have to look at it. Oh, we got a hole in here. Well, that's nice.
That's from chewing gum?
I wish, but we're just gonna let it go. It'll soak into the ground.
Fair enough.
So, alright, let's focus on your oil pump. Alright, we're draining the oil. Didn't spill any. Oh, yeah, we're certified YouTube mechanics. Alright, I'm using a valve cover this time off the 455 because that's what they're designed for, is to hold oil, right, Chris? Now if we just crack it open. Dude, there's like no oil coming out of here.
That's healthy.
Oh, hey Chris.
What?
Look, I just pulled the filter off. Nothing was getting pumped through. Here it comes. Well, that's because it's super cold outside too.
We're running in the solid 30 degrees weather right now.
Yeah. So we're just gonna let it soak, dump itself out.
It is 32 degrees outside.
It's actually not that bad in the shed here. Alright, so we'll fall out. Alright, I got the wrench somewhere around here. So I'm gonna cap the drain plug off. I'm just gonna let it soak back into the ground because that's where oil comes from. So I'm gonna get this pump off here now, and then I'll show you the new things from the old pump. Well, the old stuff from this pump, and then I'll show you what the new pump does. So we'll see how much height rides from the new pump that we're putting in from the gears. So let me tackle this pump really quick. Shouldn't be too bad. Then we'll be good to go. So I will be back with you very short. All right, pump is out, everybody. It's there, I guess. I got the gears and stuff. So we're gonna be putting this in a little bit different. I gotta get we're putting brake-in oil to make a seal in there. So let's get everything up onto the table and set up the stand for you guys, and I will try to figure out what the fuck is going. We got the shakes going on here. Even the phone's cold. Alright, we got our pump. This is our base plate. This is where your oil filter hooks up, and then the gears would ride onto here. I gotta sneeze. Alright, we're back. Thank you. So these are your oil pump gears. These would sit here and spin together. I don't know, it does science things. It does stuff that I don't know how the fuck it works. So that's here. Them two gears hook up like that. So those are the factory gears, I believe. Who knows at this point with this car. These are the new gears we're putting into it. As you can tell, they got a little bit of a bigger lift. So this would be a factory. Here's your stock. Well, this one's your new one.
High volume.
Yep, that's your high volume, and it gives about 1/4 inch more, looks like. So that's what it'll be riding on. So, and then compared to here, so that's what that will look like. So we can get these up and out of the way. So this will be your plate, and then I believe this one is your new, nope, that. This is your new spacer for here, your new platform to ride on.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because, okay, so this is your new, so when you get the kit, this is what the gears would ride on. And then you would, this way, then your gears would sit into there. And then, of course, everything would be set into place.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
And then when the distributor is churning, the cam will pump the oil. And that's how your oil pump works inside. So now we gotta get stuff around here, but we'll do that in a couple when we get the other parts. So this is where we're gonna leave it off for today. So I gotta order gaskets. Well, they're ordered, they're on the way from O'Reilly's. Thank you to Chris. So
Royal parts.
yep. So when the gaskets come for the China walls on the intake, then we'll put the new plate setup onto it for the oil pump, and then we're good to go. So I got to get some brake oil. I got some lube oil that we had for when I put the cam in. We're going to run that, make a barrier, try to make it run. Hopefully this works. So I'll see you guys very I've returned. This will be, I don't know, I think day 3 of working on the Buick. But today I want to get the new lifters in, get the new oil pump put in, and attempt to put the rocker arms on. I don't know yet. I haven't decided yet. Like push rods, rocker arms, and stuff like that. So I gotta pop the good old trunk and get a couple things out, because last time I forgot the keys. So I got them today. So that's the plan. The gaskets for the intake didn't show up. So while we wait, let's finish it up. So let me move you guys, or just keep you there and let me get kind of resituated, and then we'll, I guess, dive into it some more. So I guess that's the plan. That's what our plan is for today. Set these in for now. These are our new lifters. Hopefully you guys can see them. Oh. Again, you guys can find these on O'Reilly's if needed. Man, that's gonna be a pain if these don't work. I gotta get them all back out. One heck of a tight fit for these. So, what we're doing, we're gonna set them in, because I can talk while doing this. We'll set them in, and then I'm gonna pour some oil into them. And then those can fill up. And when we start it, they ain't running dry. So. And the choice of oil we're putting into it is straight 40. Seems to run really good in the Buick, so. And of course, you guys know how many oil problems we've had. So, no, we've done some good stuff with this oil so far. So, I'm going to pick this up on speed for you guys, and I'll see you when it's done. Okay, everything is done on the top half here, so that part is good for like lifters and stuff. So let's dive under the car and watch me fight to get this pump in that I'm not going to enjoy. So I will reasituate and evaluate. I think that's all into the right sentence. To get the pump on, and the stuff we're using, I will go grab really quick. Alright, this right here is the stuff we're using to break in. Don't know what label it is, the tag fell off. But we use this to put the cam into this engine, and it's perfect for what we need to make a seal. So I'm going to put it back upside down so all the stuff is there when we need it. And I'll get all the parts and meet you guys down on the bottom. Alrighty, here's the plan. We got our gaskets, we got 3 of them. Figure out where the cork one goes. I don't know, there's 3 of them in there. Here's the base plate. And I believe the cork one will go into here. And then it's, you guys can't even see it. Oh, done. There we go. Alright, let me repeat that. I believe the cork one, stay in my hands, damn thing's slippery. Cork one, I believe, goes here. You have your base plate. And then I believe your thinnest one will go for the black gaskets. Thinnest one will go here. And that one will sit like this. Yeah, I believe just like that. Like, yeah, let's make sure all the holes line up. And then we'll drop the gears in. I'm going to fight with this one first to hook it up back to the distributor. So that one should stay in there, and then we'll put the other one on with it. So we'll soak the gear and drive with break-in oil, and then we'll put this on if they stay into place. So let me cuss and swear and mess around. So we'll time lapse this part for you guys. You guys can still watch though. So let me, I don't know, figure this all out really. Alrighty, let's just get into this and see how bad it goes. Alright, pump's done, you guys. I do see a leak on the water pump. You guys can. It's coming from the big bolt closest to the left. So, I believe that's a half. And we're going to grab a half and tighten it up a little bit because it is leaking water somewhere. So, that might be it. So, I'll be right back. Alright, everybody. Everything is done for today. When I get the gaskets for the China walls, I'll be right back with you to get that done. And hopefully, the next time we see this, in the daylight, of course, on this episode, hopefully we can start it. Tomorrow's supposed to be nice and warm. I believe the parts show up Saturday. I don't know what it's going to be, but we'll definitely need the lights for Saturday. So I'll see you guys in the next. I'm back. Alright, it is like day 3 or 4. I got enough gaskets and stuff to put this engine back together. I pray that these lifters help it, because if it doesn't, I guess we'll need longer push rods. So hopefully this will fix it. So I didn't bring enough oil with. I got a jug sitting around the corner. So I'm gonna fill up like 5 quarts of whatever I got and just dump it through the intake. So, well, where the intake would sit. Let me rephrase that. We're not running this thing on oil. So let me get this off the blocks and back onto the ground, and I'll bring you guys back around on what we're doing today. Okay, car is back onto the ground and is ready to go. I'm actually taller now. So this is our gasket. It's a Felpro kit. Comes with the rubber gaskets for on the walls here in the corner, and then the one up in the front here. So we're going to have to peel the old gaskets off and replace them. So I get them out. This is what the rubber ones look like. Original factory. Now, I'm not, yeah, we're just going to run them. And then that comes with a bit of silicone for the corners. So where the gasket sits on, you'll put some here and then onto the corners like I just said. So, and then the Felpro, the metal gasket, the belly pan dish, we're going to run the old one because 1, it's the same exact one. 2, the old one is brand new, just like this one. So we do have a spare one if needed, so I will hold on to this gasket. So, but let's rock and roll here because it is cold out. Phone's going to die really quick, and I want to start this today. So, there goes my bit of silicone. I'll never see that again. Alright, intake is on. I think everything is sitting properly. That was a pain. I ripped my jacket in the process. So, yeah, I shouldn't have worn my nice one outside. That's okay, I'll fix it. But I am gonna get all the bolts torqued down on everything. So when you guys see this, the rocker, well, the intake will be complete, and then we'll just have the rocker arm, which is down here and over there. So I will be back with you very shortly when I get that part. Alrighty, intake is torqued down to spec, which was 20 foot-pounds, and the pattern it tells you to, and then you do it to 30, and to the pattern it tells you, and you're good to go. So now we gotta get rocker arms on. So those I'll just give it all I got in one arm, like I have been. And then valve covers, and then we'll finish the intake off. So let me get the rocker arms off. Well, not off, on, and I'll be right back with you guys. We're back again. I don't know if I'm camera, so we'll stand back here. I gave up yesterday. Like, absolutely gave up. We got the intake on yesterday. Started getting one of the rocker arms on, and it's tightened down all the way. Didn't change whatsoever. Still has a clatter. So that means we need longer push rods. Now, there is a person that posted in the comment section about 2 episodes back on a problem that he ran into. So they grind the lobes of the cam more pointed up for a taller lift. But they also have to make sure they have clearance going through the cam bearing holes. And they're only like that big. So they always grind it more. So when it goes up the top of the lobe, it'll push everything perfectly like it's supposed to. But when it comes back down, it falls. So there's nothing really guiding it. So it clatters. So that's the problem we're running into. And what he did was absolutely crazy, and I'm happy it works for him. So for a set that will be adjustable for rocker arms is like $520 for a 455, and I couldn't find any for $350, but I didn't dig into it much. So I am gonna measure one of the push rods that we have in the Buick, and then I need to add like about ½ an inch, and I'll see what I can find the closest, and we'll stick them in. So today I want to start it, so it's going to sound exactly the same. It's going to clatter a bit, but it didn't hurt it whatsoever because we did drive it and it didn't do much like for damage. Actually, it did no damage that I know of. But I want to see how that new oil pump runs, so that's today's goal, and then that will be the end of it for this video. So I hope you guys are enjoying it so far. This would be a perfect time to pause it if you guys are still watching to this point. Get something to drink, something to eat, because I know maybe one of you guys are hungry, because I know I am already. So let me get the tarp off, get you guys into the correct spot, and we're just going to speed run this. I got to add a bit of oil. I got 3 more quarts to put into it, and then we can hit the key and hopefully have it start. So I'll be with you guys very shortly. Speaking of 455s, I did clean out all the cylinders with a wire brush. They actually turned out a speck better. So this is just a rough. I wanted to clean it out before I soak it because it's less stuff to dig through the mixture we're putting into here. So I want to tilt the engine sideways, put some heads on here. I think the 350 heads will bolt right up onto it. Don't know about the water jackets, but that'll be okay. So we're just gonna fill up the cylinders with Marble Mystery Oil and acetone because it won't freeze. So that's this side. This would be the passenger side. Nope, that's the driver's side. So this would be the passenger side. These two actually came out really nice. This one, not so much, but it's clean enough. And this one's better. So there are some savable pistons on here. Like these two we could probably save. Like if we absolutely needed them, we could. But we are putting different pistons into it because we are boring it out a little bit. So that's the plan for here. This one will be coming back very soon. So don't worry. We're not done with it just yet. So, back to the Buick. Okay. Camera check. Alright, we're good. So, what's first? I guess tighten the rocker arms down for my ugga-dugga, you know. Now I gotta find the wrench now. Yeah, right, I gotta measure one of these first. Just for curiosity, because curiosity killed the hoo-ah. Valve train for a 455 will not bolt up. So, alright, that answers that question. Okay guys, valve train is put back together. Valve covers are back on. I am going to just button this up really quick, the top half. Then I'm going to put oil into it, put antifreeze into it. I got some, but it's like 20 degrees outside and I think it'll be plenty cold to keep this cold. I'll keep an eye on the temperature gauge. But I'm going to finish this up and then I'll bring you guys back when we're ready to start it. Welcome back everybody. I've returned. Again, my phone died. I would have had this all done for you guys by now. Video completed. But I recorded with a new GoPro that James got me. Thank you so much, James, again for getting me the GoPro for Christmas.
and it recorded great. I went to go move the stuff over and it just up and deleted it. So I don't know what happened, but it made me really irritated. So I'm back and I want to redo this with you guys. So I already had the battery hooked up, got gas into the carburetor so it doesn't have to pull as hard to start. We're going to choke it and hit the key, and it's going to smoke like a locomotive. Oil pump leaks, so I got to address that, and it doesn't leak water anymore, so we fixed that part. So I'm going to hop into the car and start this, and I'm going to just record a bit for you guys. Not long, I don't got much time today, but we're going to get it running. Alright, choke is on. Set you guys towards the rear because it's really cool on startup. That might help it. Fires right up, watch this. I'm on oil pressure. There we go. Oh, as I move. Uh-oh. I think that pump's giving me more trouble, but it's running. You guys can hear it. So, all right, shut her back down. I think we formed another exhaust leak. Oh, that squeak. Don't know what the hell that is. I gotta address that. We'll leave the keys in. It's not like anybody's gonna jump it. Most certainly burning oil off because I had spilled a bunch on putting the oil into it. So, alright, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. It's back up and running. It smokes, of course. It sounds awesome. It runs like crap. I wanted to ask for it to be any better. So, I'm going to try to fix this up off camera because I've done enough with just oil stuff on here. So I'm going to get some longer push rods. There's an engine in here Dad's going to let me look at. So again, thank you, Dad, for letting me look at it, see if any of them parts will fit. So, but I'm going to end it here, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Consider subscribing if you guys feel like it, and pass the word on. It'd mean a lot. Thank you.